we could address the elephant in the room.
Lizzo?
No, oh my god, no, Sai, cut the beginning out. This is the introduction. We're starting shorts now. People are gonna hop in, and then they're gonna hear that joke, and they won't get to understand. I don't even know if understanding makes that segue.
You know what's funny though?
What?
I feel like Lizzo, when I said she's the elephant in the room, it's about her story. It's not about the weight part.
You keep on doing this shit. I'm gonna clip the Gordon Ramsay one out. It's just like Elaine.
That's just how it is, man. Like, I feel like I'm actually like super tame compared to you. I feel like your imagination runs wild sometimes, brother.
Speaking of imaginations running wild, right? It's crazy, because we have some uncooked beef to finish grilling, and and that beef is about humanity jumping.
Yeah, we got to tackle it again. We need to throw it one more time in the ring.
I
There's
just
new information that we
acknowledge-
gotta tackle now.
No, it's not even new information. It was just like when we talked about it, it was like 2 weeks ago, and in that recording, I was like, "Oh my god!" Like nobody is in the podcast. I said, "No one's talking about this. We're gonna clip this out, make it go viral." When our episode drops, and I put one clip, and it was a goofy version of the clip. Not even like 2 or 3 days later, it goes viral. Like, what if humanity all jumped at once? But the thing was, I got upset because I was like, oh my god, like I didn't even care that it coincided. I was gonna have this huge thing, but my issue was your concerns with my seriousness with it were validated through that conversation, because their hypothetical, like the hive mind was, can we toss the earth out of orbit if we all jumped at once? Which is nowhere close to what I was saying. I was just saying, like,
wanted to sink India.
People were coming at me like, yo, he just added 1 billion extra Indians. I'm like, yo, I'm sorry, I didn't have the correct number on the top of my head. But that being said, right, like I was just imagining that there would be at least damage, and you saying that there would be absolutely nothing happen pushed me to say that no. Well, now I'm thinking we're destroying all of Manhattan, right? Like New York City, if everybody in it just jumped. I said 4 times. You can't
blame this on me all out of nowhere. All I said was that nothing would happen, which actually is factual.
No, wait, hold on. It's not, because all the things that we talked about, right? Or that were talked about, which we've in the time since then, I found out that what we were talking about was actually so accurate, because you were saying in your childhood you would think about these like abysmally dark things, and you were saying like that was when you're 15, and I was like, oh, really? Like, what about this? What do you think about this? And you're like, hell no, and blah, blah. And the reason why I thought about it was because of a Vsauce video that came out around that time. And so we were both actually like very accurately depicting our childhoods, which is kind of funny. But, see, in the time in between that episode and now, I've come ammoed
I've grown.
Up. No. I've
learned from the mistakes.
I posted on Twitter, right? And people had the same response. They were like, oh, nothing's gonna happen. Then I hit them back with something like, hold on, maybe. And so that's what I want to, I was thinking about when this episode goes up, to tell the people, I was going to put like a straw poll for people to vote before this conversation. And most of them are going to say absolutely nothing, right? And then after this conversation, another straw poll to see if they're like at least thinking about it differently. Okay. So, okay, I'm going to paint out the hypothetical, right?
Paint it
There
out.
is, there's 10 million, hypothetically 10 million people in New York City. So like the island, Manhattan, like that like thing, right? New York City. not super big, whatever. New York City, 10 million people. They don't even have to be all in the same place. I will give it spread out. All of them jump exactly the same time. We'll give it 4 times. 4 times. Okay? What do you think happens to New York City? And this is what I said on the Twitter thing. Absolutely nothing. The island would get destroyed, or there'd be some damage, but nothing like, like it wouldn't like be, like world destroying, kind of thing, right?
What do you mean by some damage? Like a lamppost maybe falling down? Like an old lamppost?
No, let's go with like a few buildings. Like a building or two is like destabilized and maybe even fell,
So if they just jump only 4 times.
4 times, 10 million people.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Okay. Whoo! All right, let me hit you with this.
Go for it.
Okay. So the BBC ran a test with only 50,000 people. Their situation was they were trying to see if we could like throw the Earth out of orbit or whatever. That was what they were trying to test, right? But when they did it, they got 50,000 people all to jump in the same spot, right? And with just 50,000 people, they were able to record an earthquake 1.5 kilometers away with just 50,000 people. Now, I'm saying 10 million people in the size of New York City. New York City, by the way, for most people that maybe don't know, there is like an underground, like it's basically hollow. Like it's arguably sinking. 2, like it's sinking every year, I'm pretty sure. 2, it's hollow. Like, because it's a train system, subway system. 3, it doesn't really have the best credentials for, like, a lot of things. But, infrastructure is kind of dated some places here and there. But let me ask you something. How heavy would you say, like, the average let's say American, New Yorker, what's the weight? Considering you
170.
Okay. All right. See, that's pretty close. Apparently, quick Google search, it was like 181, which, that's kind of interesting. Maybe New Yorkers are a little bit heavier than that on average because, this city has plethora of things, but people walk in the city, whatever. We'll go with 180 pounds, right? So 10 million people. How heavy is that?
That's a lot of pounds. That's a big poundage right there.
That is 1.8 billion pounds. Okay. So 1.8 billion pounds. How heavy is the Empire State Building?
Shoot, I don't know. I didn't weigh that one.
Yeah. Okay.
I like how that short in the comments got you like they put such a big chip on your shoulder. You had to like go out and research this.
Oh no, this was done beforehand. This was done way beforehand. The only thing that it was funny because the short, we didn't put in the New York part. We didn't put let's get everyone to do it 4 times. We just put in the India part and all that stuff, right? Or the Taylor Swift thing, right? One second. I had this open before. Let me see that one. One moment. Let me just crunch these numbers real quick. It was a little bit of 1, 2. Okay. All right. So 1.8 billion pounds, right? So the Empire State Building is apparently 365,000 tons, which equates to, let me just make sure this is right. 730 million pounds. So that means all of the people inside Manhattan or jumping in Manhattan, 10 million, would equate to about 2.5 Empire State Buildings. And so what I'm saying is if the Empire State Building, 2.5 of them jumped 4 times at the same, I'm pretty sure the Empire State Building hopping is kind of ridiculous. Just imagine 3 skyscrapers just boop boop boop, and I know the concentration is there, but like we gotta. This is still like a dense area, right? Like you spread it out, put it on its side, line it up, like. That's a huge effect. I can't fathom absolutely nothing. I would imagine like a building or two would fall from the Empire State Building's worth of weight. 2.5 of them 4 times at the same time. I think that's kind of sick. What do you think now?
I still think absolutely nothing.
Absolutely.
You did not change my mind. I thought you were gonna like have some mind blowing like statistics here,
but so 50,000 people jumped at the same time. They caused an earthquake. I'm talking a magnitude of what? What is that? Like 200? No, that's 2,000. No, 200 times more than that. That would be able to cause an earthquake.
No, I don't think anything's gonna happen.
Why so 50,000 people can cause a recorded earthquake. Obviously not enough to drop the earth out of orbit. I'm just saying in an island that is already sinking, that is concrete, that has a subway system that falls for no goddamn reason.
I think
no damage.
No damage.
No damage.
No.
All right, so I'm gonna do this straw poll, and I'm gonna put the before, and I'm gonna put it after. I want to see what people say.
Put it up like tomorrow, right? And then put it up Monday. Or wait. Well, when the episode releases. Yeah. Do it when the episode releases.
Because I'm curious, and now this part, and the other one we're gonna do a short, and then like our outfits will change so people can see it, but it'll be funny.
Outfits will change
because at the end of the day, the first
You're gonna pay
video,
attention to the outfits. This guy wearing a gray shirt today. What the hell's going on?
Yeah, because
this ain't the same day.
How many podcasts like clip cross episodes? You know, that's a good, like, damn, they were talking about this multiple episodes. That's wild. What are they talking about these videos? But
we just tackled this one topic. Every episode is the how many people do we need to like gather together and have jump to cause an earthquake? It's like an ongoing
we
topic
already
here.
know. No, we already know. It's 50,000. I'm saying 10 million of them.
No, nothing's gonna happen.
In New York City, it would cause damage. And hey,
they're just too spread out, man.
I don't know if you know how small New York, like the size. It's a little dingleberry kind of thing.
Even though New York is small in the grand scope of the world and other countries and cities and states, it's still so spread out that 10 million just wouldn't matter.
All right, so we'll see. I didn't want to get into the math of like the square area, the distribution of, because like
the 50,000 people is like the same argument with the Taylor Swift one. They're all just so condensed.
But they jumped once.
But they're still condensed.
So
if you put 10 million people on top of the Empire State Building, like you somehow like amalgamation of flesh on top of the Empire State Building, and they jump 4 times, yeah, that bitch is going down, brother. Like that. You know, that tower's gonzo.
Wait, okay.
But if you spread out all of that, if you spread out 10 million people throughout New York, the entirety of New York, then
New York City, like the Manhattan.
Yeah, okay, yeah, sure. There's some
that's
people that are a little bit more condensed. Maybe 3 million are in the center, and then the rest are like, you know, spread out. Sure, nothing's gonna happen.
So, but if they were all in the Empire State Building, we had 2.5 Empire State Buildings hop 4 times, shit would rock, right?
On the Empire, like if they're all like the amalgamation of flesh that I was talking about.
You don't even have to amalgamate. Just imagine the Empire State Building hopping 4 times, but it has a brother and a son. That's what it is. Like there's 2 of them, and then I'm at half one. Those 3 hop 4 times at the same time. Shit's rocking.
I just had like my Mitch McConnell moment. It's just like I'm just staring off into the abyss, and the abyss is staring back at me with this question.
I'm just like, I feel like it makes so much sense that a building, like a skyscraper, is big enough because
if 10 million people are gathered in the like exact same area, like shoulder to shoulder, you know, there's packaging like sardines, and they jump 4 times, all weighing at around 170 pounds, sure, something might happen. But with how spread out we are right now in the world, in New York, whoa! You know, we got New York City, and then they're spread out around it. Sure, nothing's gonna happen.
So I'm backing it up from them spreading out. I'm saying the building. I'm saying the building.
So they're all just in that building.
2.5 of the Empire State Buildings, 2 Empire State Buildings side by side. This crazy idea, and then half of them. So it's not that other scenario, right? The buildings jump 4 times. You see it, right? Like,
well, yes,
shaking,
but the building,
rumbling.
But the building is like, it might shake the surrounding area, but it's not gonna have any like giant effects.
Okay, see, that's where I'm like, damn, you don't see.
Brother,
I'm like, yo,
it,
that
like.
That would
you're like Jehovah's Witness knocking at my door on Sunday. It's like,
no, here. So for example,
yeah, go.
When the 2001 when the thing dropped, right? They felt that like outside of the city with it fell, but there was something that happened recently that I was actually curious if you knew about, because I think that this is a good PSA to talk about, because it's kind of scary, but I think it was in, I forget if it was in Oklahoma.
Shout out.
There was like this house just like exploded, and the explosion was heard like completely obliterated, and then the 2 side houses also obliterated. In like the house, like the remnants of the house were being like scattered throughout the entire like neighborhood, but then also like people like at a baseball game like 5 miles away, they heard like the sound, they felt like some kind of weird thing, and like nobody knew what it was. Apparently, like, this is the randomest thing ever. I was like, because I felt like the news reporting for it was super casual. They were like, oh yeah, this entire housing development was built on top of a mining, like an old mine like thing. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, is that like a normal? That's not normal, right? And then they just breezed by it. Every single news thing was just like, yeah it's just,
that's like an Oklahoma thing. I could see that.
So I don't know if it was Oklahoma. This is like not a while ago, like 2 weeks ago maybe.
So I'm gonna look it up. House explodes.
Yeah, it was like, I think like 7 people died or something, and like 3 of the people weren't even in the house. They were in the house next door.
Oh, that's sad. Wait. Are you talking about like the NFL player?
I don't know if it was the NFL player,
because that's a sad one. No, people died at that one.
Yeah, I mean, people died at the one I'm talking about.
Oh, dang.
Too.
Rip.
Yeah, it was, and so that's why, because the PSA part of it was apparently their water heater. It was all because of their water heater. Their water heater wasn't being, like, there was a maintenance issue, and I don't even know how that much pressure could like accumulate in a water heater for a house, not like a building. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, it's because you don't live over here, man. Woo! Did you see the heat dome that's building up over here?
No, what do you mean?
Like the south of North America. I don't even know what the fuck to call this. I was just gonna call it the Bible Belt for some reason, but the Bible Belt area of America, that, you know, we're going through a heat dome every single day. Nothing but temperatures in the hundreds, bro. It is hot out here.
Okay, so like,
I hopped in my car. My car registered at 112. I was like, man, I'm gonna have to sit this one out for a minute. It's like an oven. It was crazy.
So don't take this personally, but you're using the term heat dome. Is this synonymous with like global warming? Like, or are people like refusing to call it global warming? They've made up a new term, and heat dome is you know, because the Bible Belt, you know, like global warming.
Well,
it's like
it's still a heat dome. I mean, this is, when I say the weather outside is hot, I don't say, wow, this is all due to the effects of global warming. Well, yeah, no shit, but it's also a heat dome.
No, but what I'm saying is like, is you like, you know, where
like, do people around here believe in global warming? Yes, they do.
Okay, all right.
Is that the question?
Oh, I just haven't heard the heat dome thing. So I was like, is that like a way to?
No,
because
it's actually it's legitimately just like a heat dome.
Gotcha. Because
like the way it's shaped, like it's like it concentrates in the center and it kind of spreads out like in a circle.
Mm-hmm.
So the heat dome is like an appropriate term for it.
Gotcha.
But as far as how it spawned, yeah, sure. Like global warming is definitely a good cause for that one, right? People here believe in global warming.
Okay, I just wanted to, like some people don't. And there was I forget, I think it was in the UK, like they had like some kind of like summit for whatever, and one of the people declared it, we're not in global warming anymore. It was like a weird headline. I was like, oh my god, like this guy thought he was cooking, but like let me tell you, he messed. I think that he did not do us a service, but he was like, we are now in global boiling. And I'm like, no,
that's a good term. Global boiling.
Yeah, but it's good. But like, I get it. I'm like, oh damn, that means it's getting hotter. But I feel like most people, that's grounds easily to denounce it, because they're gonna be like, global boiling. Hey, mister, I went outside with a cup of water. There is no boiling happening. This lake, where's the boiling? Where's the global boiling that you're talking about? You know what I mean? Because like it takes it like literally, kind of thing, where it's like it's a macro system kind of term. That's why I was like, is heat dome like another one of those, like, it scuffs up like the main messaging here? But I got you.
It's like that book, The Dome. They actually just put a dome on top of us and start heating it up.
Hey, I mean, like you would have been on board with that in some scenarios, right?
Yeah, if you put all the global boiling people in there, yeah.
The global anti-global boiling people?
Hey, that's for you to find out.
Oh my god.
But speaking of like crazy news though, have you heard about
Wait, how is it a dome? Real quick. How is it a dome if the earth is flat?
Hey, it's like a silver platter. You know how you have that little shoe tray right on top of it? You start twirling that smoke. That's what it's all about.
It's gonna be so funny to clip this out. Like, it's me saying the earth is flat, and people are like, the earth is flat? Not everyone should have a mic. Oh my god. Like, some crazy shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Have you been reading the shorts comments?
I saw it like when it got posted, but then I'm just like, I mean, it's crazy though, because it's very clear if you look at the shorts on the 50/50 how anger works in, not anger, I don't even know what it is, but like people are like, oh, in that one I think someone said like, oh, now everyone should have a podcast, right? But by them doing that and saying that and interacting with, they boosted up that thing, and so you can see that clip is it's all of the clips combined, it doesn't equate to that one even now. And I'm like, it's just kind of funny that's how it works. And it's like, imagine if we didn't clip it that way, then it wouldn't go as it would stay at the 2K, but now we got 11K, and it's like, it's a clip publicity. That's just how it works. It's just funny that society, humanity, how it works.
Oh, I'm the
it's
exact
super
same way.
Easy to predict. But...
Nah, I'm mad predictable.
Wait, what do you mean?
I'm one of those guys, man.
Yeah, like you don't comment on anything. What are you talking about?
Oh, you're not friends with me on Facebook, Par. Woo! Facebook I go fucking sick.
No
man.
way. Okay, now I need a friend.
I'm one of those
Facebook.
Guys.
So now, I gotta see this.
Man, I want to talk about Peru, but now you got me on Facebook.
Okay, let's hit me with this.
I watch a lot of Facebook Reels, right? Like TikTok, sure, whatever. But their algorithm's kind of weird, Like sometimes I just want to log onto one site and just get one type of information or content. And for Facebook, that's kind of how it works. Their algorithm is not big-brained. When they realize you like one thing, they only put you in that one category. You have no chance of escaping, and I'm cool with that.
The boomer mentality.
Yeah, I'm in the I don't know a good way to put this. I'm in the fish slaughtering book. Is okay. I guess an appropriate term for it, where like you see fishermen just go out there, they fish a little bit, they pull out the fish, and they just chop that head off and start cooking it. I love those videos, like, because they'll like season that fish, they'll like show you how to fillet it. I like love learning all of that stuff. It's so much fun.
Okay.
And the comment section, man, I have mad fights in that comment section.
About like that's why I was like, wait, it's
Yeah,
just
no,
what are you
I
arguing?
go mad in that comment section because there's a lot of people who are like, "Ugh, that fish was alive." Like, "Oh, you just got that fish out of the water and you killed it. You barbarian."
Really? On
Yeah.
Facebook?
Yeah, there's
I
a
feel like
lot
the
of those people. And then I like I'm never like the, you know, the main dude out there like, you know, singing my side, right? Like the top upvoted comment underneath it. But I'm somewhere like in the middle, you know. I'm just like, hey, go back to your home, bitch. Stay in your lane. Well, you better watch out. If your family were fishes, you'd be cooked. Yeah, I'm one of those guys. Not everybody should have a Facebook. Get out of here, cunt.
That's so funny that like
That's me. So I'd like to say I fall in the same crowd. I'm pretty predictable.
But
It's where I get to vent, you know. Like I don't vent often. I don't like blow up or anything. I don't get mad. But when it comes to Facebook, it's like the devil gets out of me. It's like a Sunday confession par. Like I let that out. You know, I don't like masturbate often or, you know, splurt out that goo goo sauce. So, you know, it's all built up. But in Facebook, I like splurt it out like vicariously.
Yeah, see, I was
through the comments.
I'm trying to like
I call it the comments.
Wait, but you don't like you're not personal about it, right? Like it doesn't
Oh no,
actually
yeah,
make
no,
you mad. Yeah.
I'm not like threatening their actual family. I'm not like stalking them or anything.
No, not that, but like
it's just like, I'm having fun.
But okay, so like the awareness is what I'm talking about, right? Like you actively know, like, oh, I'm being toxic now.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, I don't go on Facebook and drop one of those comments and I'm like, wow, you know, pat myself on the back. It's like I just memed on them.
So you like you're saying like you're one of them. I don't think you're one of them because in my opinion, I don't think that the people who are being toxic are aware that they're like, you know what I mean? Like this is just how they are. You know what I mean? It's not like a switch. You know what I mean? It's not like
I feel like it's half and half.
I could see that, but like a lot of times I think people take a lot of things like personally, like someone existing saying something that they don't agree with, that's a personal attack somehow, and then they comment as if it is, right? And I don't necessarily like I don't think that 90% of them are going to be aware that like, oh, I'm going to be toxic now. This is my toxic time of the day. Like you're being on Facebook. You are on Twitter, on Facebook, on not Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, everything else, right? Instagram, whatever, right? And then, but you go on Facebook as yourself, and you're like, this
I have a fake name.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. I got like that OG Facebook
Wait, we gotta
account.
bleep that out because isn't that against like Facebook policy?
What? Facebook's gonna like scour their website to find my fake account with a fake name?
I mean,
yeah, Mark Zuckerberg, if you're watching, please don't do it. Please take the gun away from me.
Imagine like this gets like we're fine, right? Before this even gets posted, your Facebook gets taken down because like that's just how it's
no big deal. I mean, if my Facebook gets taken down, it's not like a huge loss. I mean, I'll just make another one.
But what I'm getting at is like they're siphoning off our information that much that they're in our recordings for the 50-50. Like we can't even
power
hide from
to them.
that.
If I was a big company, let me tell you, I'd be siphoning hella information, bro. There wouldn't be a single detail about anybody's life I wouldn't know. I think that's when the world operates best. We need that big brother, right? Just like putting that hand around our shoulder.
So because that's like memes aside, but like contextualizing a little bit of the memes, that's kind of like what China's like, right? Like they have the whole social, I don't know too much about it, but like the social credit score or whatever, where they like if you this is a hypothetical, right? But like if you were the type of person that doesn't put the shopping cart away or something like that, that might drop you in the social credit score. like because in the States,
the shopping cart away.
That's just frowned upon because you're
this
just like,
this guy didn't wipe.
Yeah. Like this person didn't wash their hands, dropping their you know what I mean? Like, do you agree with like that kind of thing?
Yeah, I think that's kind of cool. Yeah, I mean, does that create a healthy society? Probably not. Like, but I think it's cool though. Like, I think it's so dystopian that it's kind of sick, you know.
Okay, here's a question then.
I just like dystopian societies. I think that's my main thing. So
Okay.
would this be good for the world? Probably not, but I don't know. I'd be interested to see what it's like, or like at least witness it from the outside.
Okay,
That's a
so
good way to put it. Like I'm a scientist. I'm like looking in my little dome, like my little snow globe, and I see, I see the CCP going in.
So like there's a world future where we're all like one giant country, right? Like one giant like organism that when the aliens come, we're all united, right? But sometimes I kind of think about that and I'm like, that is the progression, but when it comes to like the United States, right? Personally, I'm like, hey, we should make it so that like you can freely travel. There shouldn't be any like issues with that. And like some states have like wildly different laws, and like it's all within a bubble of like what the federal thing is. But even within the federal stuff, there's like way different like levels to what is allowed, right? And I'm just like, yo, if we do that, then people can just move to where they want to be. If like
within
if,
the
like,
states or in the world.
yeah, within this, well, if you bring it up to the world thing, right? Because like the whole China like social credit thing, that sounds like some people might like that. Maybe they move to that. Maybe certain types of people like living in that society, right? But then I'm like, it's also a good thing that there's some places that don't have it, because then it's like people can live there and live freely, but like we don't necessarily allow that freedom to like live wherever you want, and that being an equal thing, which is why you see people gravitate to certain countries, certain places, right? But sometimes I'm looking at like some more conservative laws in other places. I'm like, some of these things are cultural, and if it's fine, then like having people move there. But then if they don't like it, they're free to move out, and then that way we just have people like everything would be incentivized by people's choices, right? And we don't have that. I feel like the states kind of like there's been some laws I'm like, damn, like this could have been all right, and then you just kind of like said like, yo, you have to live in here. And I'm like, that relates like taxes and other crazy stuff. But have you watched this anime called I forgot what it's called, but man, I should remember the name. It's one of my favorite ones. It's literally like this person who just goes like travels across like a country, like a continent, and they just interact with different countries, and each country has a wildly different law. And one of them
I've never heard of this anime before. What?
Yeah, I forgot what it's called. It got remade. This person's on a motorcycle. Like it's a girl on a motorcycle, and she goes across the thing, and
What
she's
does
like
she look like?
She looks like she looks like, honestly, I didn't realize that she was a girl. I thought it was just like a little boy, like a 14-year-old boy, like a tomboyish girl type of thing. I think she has like a short haircut. She's like a spy or something. Like not a spy. She's like a trained fighter. So she's she's capable of handling herself like against like bandits and people like that. Man, what is the name of this thing? It's called like, I know there's gonna be someone in the comments who knows what I'm doing off my awful like description of the thing, but after I explain it, they'll probably understand what I'm talking about. It's like Kino's Adventures or something like that. Let me see. Actually,
Kino's Journey.
Yeah.
Kino's Journey, The Beautiful World.
Yeah, that one's really good. I like it because there was one. So like, there's a bunch of countries, and I feel like they like.
I just typed in motorcycle girl travel spy.
Hey, I did a good job. Wait, that's kind of good. So like it's like these countries, the law in the continent is that there are no laws, I think, right? Like that's kind of the thing. And what that makes it to be is that each region makes their own laws, I think. And so across that continent, one thing is like a federal, I guess, like a continental rule. Killing is not illegal. Like that was one thing. And I'm like, whoa.
Sounds like a beautiful
wild.
world.
And right, that's the name of the thing. And so each place makes different laws around these, like that concept. And they make caricatures of different countries. And one of them was like guns were there. And it felt like very like American. But the one thing that was really funny for this thing to show, and keep in mind this is a Japanese like fiction, was that was the most peaceful region, the one with everyone had guns. And I was like, you know, like, and they explained it really well. And I was just like, if it was basically, you know, to boil it down, obviously contextualizing to the real world humans, it's not going to make sense in the scope of like us and humanity, whatever. But there's some things behind it where like there was, I think one of the lines that really stood out to me, it's like, it was something like, if you give everyone the power to take someone's life, then no one takes a life. Like that like gravity is now respected by everybody. And I think one of the crazy things is like this little kid in this series, in that continent, ended up like abusing the power. And I forget what it was, but it was just really, really nuanced. And I sat there, I was like, damn. And then another one had like a social credit score thing. And that one was the scariest one. I was like, whoa, I wouldn't want to be here. But like I sat and I was like, you know, the US character one was kind of fine. It was kind of fine. And I think they got wiped out by a volcano. But like that's neither here or there. But like,
I like how you're building up this anime, but I'm like looking at like the clips and the screenshots, and I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't watch this.
Are you looking at the revamp? I watched
I'm looking
like
at the
one
revamped and the old one.
Yeah, I feel like it was very underrated, but then the people who like watched it, the story, I was like,
yeah,
this story is solid.
It's like an acquired taste kind of anime.
Yeah. I'm a story person, so like, you know, when it comes to the visuals, I think around that time, that's when I was like exploring like a lot of different
I think the visuals are okay. They're not bad. For me, it's more like the stories and like captivating. It's like, oh, that's cool, but like, dang.
Yeah, it's very different. I think that I didn't watch the redo of like Trigun, which apparently Trigun got redone, right? Recently?
Trigun, yep.
Yeah, and I think that
a lot of good animes are getting redone.
Yeah, but Trigun, they didn't redo the story. They did like a one shot almost of like the story, like a quick breeze through. I don't think it was like a 1-to-1 reboot of the old thing.
Yeah, you're talking about Stampede.
Yeah, like I think it was. I didn't watch it, so like comments, let me know. But like I from what I gathered, it was like if you didn't know the story, you were fine to watch it, and if you did, it felt good to see that. I think that was what the redo of Kino's adventure was kind of like, because again, from what I remember, people were saying like, oh, like there was more to this adventure, there's more to that adventure. But I think in the story they did 1 to 2 episodes per country so that they could do it in like 12 episodes or something like that. So like, and I like that era of anime of like a bunch of different things getting a 12 episode adaptation, and then you get it allowed me to watch so many cool things and get interested in so many things. But I guess that's what Trigun was trying to do with this revamp, essentially. But
I feel like that's a lot of anime still. They just have like 12 episodes, 12 to 24.
Yeah, 24. I feel like is like that's like the golden spot. I think.
Yeah, that's where all the animes want to be, but not a lot of animes have the funding to make it to 24. So a majority of animes they settle with 12 or 13 episodes.
But I think the 12 or 13 episodes, from what I know, or like not know, but I've experienced, like those are the ones that like super high quality, right? Like because then they have to like figure out
sometimes
like if the funding makes sense to do this in the first place, right? Like if this wasn't a popular manga, but the story has potential, then it's up to the studio to adapt it, and it could be a hit or miss, right? Like regardless,
it's really just up to how popular it is too.
Yeah,
like there's a lot of 12 episode shitters out there. Holy crap, there's so many bad ones out there, man. Like every season you're gonna get like at least 15 animes with 12 episodes that are dog.
Yeah,
I'm like looking through the list right now of this season.
Maybe
let me tell you, nobody's been talking about any of these. And they're not hidden gems, let me tell you.
we earlier were talking about like you were watching like these like not dating shows, like the marriage shows or dating, like it was like the marriage.
Yeah, I was watching Indian Matchmaker for a minute.
Yeah. And I was that like conversation I guess kind of like revived in my head because of not necessarily the strikes, but like the writer actor strikes that are happening and ongoing still.
Is it still ongoing?
Yeah, pretty sure it's still ongoing. And like now I've been seeing a lot more people talk about what I was saying last time, where it's like if things don't resolve, then the natural thing is people are going to start shifting to other, directions, other industries across the world. But like anime is going to get another boom out of that, I would imagine. But like one of the crazy things was in 2006 2007 when they had that, like I think it was a writer strike, because of that writer strike, in my opinion, one of the worst things to happen in like television history happened, which was there was a void in like content being put out, right? Because the writers are on strike. And so in that void is when shows like Keeping Up with the Kardashians became like insanely popular because it was the only things that were being put out new because they weren't tied to the writer strikes.
Yeah.
So they existed prior. Like these kinds of shows existed prior, but because of the quality of shows that were coming out because the writers were there, they didn't need to like gravitate towards that. But because there was a void, then Keeping Up with the Kardashians came in, and then because of that, all these like reality like focused things trying to copy or trying to capture an essence of what success was there, and then that still has carried on to this day. And now I'm kind of scared to see what comes out in the future,
man. So with that that train of thought, so people have been calling Gordon Ramsay a scab because he has 3 shows going on right now during the strike, which I'm just gonna say I'm a huge Gordon Ramsay supporter, so I'm eating that shit up. I've been watching all of his new shows, and it's so good. Like Gordon Ramsay Food Stars, Next Level Chef, his culinary adventures, and then MasterChef. No, that's solid.
So like, so that's where like the term scabbing, I'm pretty sure, is being like
misused.
Extended. Like, yeah, it's not being correct because
he's not like an actor. He's just doing his thing.
It's not even that, right? Like he's not associated with the studios, right?
He's not.
He's not with the studios, and then he's also I mean, it's not like foreign productions are on pause because of this.
All
like,
I gotta say
Australia,
is Gordon
UK,
Ramsay,
like
thank you for doing your work. You're entertaining me. I love Gordon Ramsay so much, man.
But that's exactly what I was saying.
He's
where
like
it's
a
like,
hero of mine.
When it comes to the writer's strike, right? The writer's strike is all of these really successful studios that are abusing these things, but that's like a localized event. But it doesn't feel localized because of the larger studios, but that doesn't mean that like there aren't alternatives. And now that the largest pipelines are gone, now you're gonna get all these successes out of even more. Like Gordon Ramsay is going to become even more successful, and all these other things are going to become even more popular.
That's what I'm talking about.
As a result of it. And I've been seeing a lot of actors now are hopping into streaming, hopping into content creation, because they all essentially like some of the people I personally know, like I gotten to meet them. These people were directors, actors, stunt actors on Marvel, and like insanely talented. And if they wanted to, they could become YouTubers and have insane quality with just a camera. That's how that talent. And I'm talking about the people that I know, and I know that there's enough to make like an entire studio just out of them, like in my opinion. And these people are that talented, and it's like, so if you like, you're just putting them in a situation where they're seeing like, oh, like YouTubers make a lot of money, streamers make a lot of money, like I could just take my talents and do that and be pretty good because they are the directors that were making the success for Marvel, and they just do it on their own. And people have been wanting like independent projects. I saw did you see I don't know if this is real or not, but this kind of made me happy and excited.
What's up?
Kai Cenat. Do you know Kai Cenat?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he recently went to Japan. Did you like see anything of that trip?
No, I don't follow Kai Cenat.
So Kai Cenat went there.
Cool dude. I just not my type of content.
Yeah. I mean, there was another thing, like the New York thing was kind of a wild situation, but you know, it's he seemed to
Old
handle it
news
mature,
now.
which you know, good to see, mature from what I saw at least. Like, you know, you'd hate to see like some of the top like influential people like be very immature, but he's like I think he's a younger person, probably
Yeah, how old
like
is he,
our
actually?
age. I think he's probably like he has to be like 24, 25, right? Like I feel like he's 24.
21.
21.
He's young.
So that's what I'm saying. Like he's 21, but then actually like his response afterwards, like what got him into the New York situation with people don't know, he wanted to do a giveaway and he didn't realize like the gravity of his influence, where if he said it like that day, he didn't realize like 50,000 people would immediately gather in city central and just like cause a riot. And like he you know, that makes sense out of a 20 whatever year old. Like you don't make the right decision. That's the whole point of
what
like
happened in Japan?
so Japan was a fun thing. He has a lot of fans in Japan, which is wild, but there was this one dude named Ray. He was just walking down the street and then this guy, you know, like how's like you or me, like we have certain quips like on our stream, right? Like things that we always say, and like we're not so set into those quips because like we're talking about like news or we're talking about different things. We're not like reactors in that light, right? Like where it's like we have like when something exciting happens, we have like a exact reaction that becomes like, oh, that's the sigh. You know what I mean? Like we don't have something like that, right? But Kai Cenat and like I Show Speed or I Show Meat, whichever one, these creators, they have these like quips, and so this guy. He just came out with like the exact energy that Kai Cenat like loves and has on his stream, and it felt so genuine. Like this guy was a cool guy, and their dynamic became like Rush Hour, like Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker, like Kai Cenat and this guy, and they just were buddies the entire trip afterwards. Like Kai Cenat brought him around, and then like whenever Kai Cenat was like trying to get something translated, he would be the translator. And then whenever like he felt that Kai was being like disrespected, he would like throw hands. Like he would be like, are you what are you, and then you just start fighting, and then Kai would be like, oh, we don't need to do that. And it's like, you sure? Like and it was just the funniest thing. It's a really cool dynamic, right? So obviously Kai Cenat is from the US, so he moved back, and they had their goodbyes. It's super sad. They're like, oh man, I'm gonna miss you. And then he's just like, Ray like had school or some shit, and like he's college or whatever. And Kai's like, yo, if you ever want to, just come to the States. Like I'll fly you. You come to the place. And then Ray was just like, you being here, like. And the way you got to see the way he says it, he's like, this is my dream come true, you being here. But if you inviting me to your home, man, my life is complete. Like it was just like this funniest like person, right? And so now, like this isn't like a month after, they made a trailer for like Rush Hour 5 or some shit, and it's him and Ray, Kai Cenat and Ray, and the production of it is so good. Like the trailer I'm like, yo, wait, this is like this was box office. I would go because it looks so funny. Like it looked like a Rush Hour movie. It looked like it, and the quality of it was insane. And I'm like, this is just a Twitch. This is a 21-year-old Twitch streamer. Yes, incredibly successful. But if he's able to like in a month come up with like that level of quality, and it was a trailer that looked really good. And you know, like people know Netflix or whatever, like the One Piece live action, it's a multi-million-dollar project, and people had problems with the trailer, and having problems with the trailer is a common thing. But this trailer, I was like, wait, this is kind of good. This is really good. If they could do that in a month, man, and like these studios are gonna be at a loss very quickly, because people are gonna start realizing like, yo, we don't need like all of these things. We could do it on our own. Like, you either need the talent or you need the production, and finding the production now is kind of easy.
Where there's money, there's a way.
Yeah, money or talent. Like, the thing is, like,
money
now
or
things
talent or both. I mean that I mean, if you have both, I mean, God, you're set, right?
Clean. Yeah. But beforehand, it was like the studios, right? Like, if you wanted to make it to the big screen, if you wanted to do all these things, you had to be like signed on with all these giant pipelines. But hey, more and more people are realizing they got the power, right? Do you like that?
Wait, what?
Like, I mean, like, you know, you're pretty picky with what your content is and all that stuff. Do you feel like more content is better, or do you want it just from that one studio? You know, just let them handle. Better. More content's better.
Yeah, I don't really have a dog in the fight. I don't really care.
And you like horror content too. That's usually the first to come.
Yeah, because it's super cheap. It's super cheap, and people just don't take the time to reinvent the wheel when it comes to horror. Like, I don't know. When it comes to like studios and like indie projects, like, yeah, I give them all the fair shake. It doesn't really like. I don't like gatekeep by any means, right? Like, if people want to go out and do their own thing, sure. If a studio wants to do it, sure. Like, I don't really care as long as it's good, you know. Yeah. And then I'm a solid believer that anybody can do it too. So yeah, Kai Cenat being able to produce a high quality trailer, not surprising whatsoever.
Yeah, he's been showing. It's just like, again, he's like 21,
but he's also a millionaire. He has a whole team behind him. Like, him producing a trailer that looks good, that's like easy for him.
No, it's I think they have the entire product, because they're releasing it this month. Like, the entire movie.
I'm not like surprised at all.
And so like it's interesting, right? Because like people were bashing him and his team for the New York situation, like, oh my God, these young kids, they don't know whatever. And I'm like, yo, these same kids are capable of this though. Like, that's wild to me. Yeah, and you know, like, and both of us
that
like,
should make sense though, right? Like, if Kai can cause like almost a million people, I think it was like 50,000 or something, right? But if he can cause a lot of people to come out, then that just shows how much money and influence he has. Right. So yeah, being able to do this, makes sense.
The takeaway that people were having from the New York thing, though, was that it was the irresponsible thing, right? Like, they wanted to do a giveaway. You would think that a multi-millionaire, successful content creator would understand, like, yo, I can't just have like all these people be here, and I gotta like have the legality of like you know, like when you do a giveaway, you have to have like the bylines and whatever, the terms and service, because then you can get sued because someone's like,
it depends on the content creator though.
Oh, I just remembered something. I don't know if this is real or not. I'm pretty sure it is though. I didn't have time to verify it, but it was like a judge, you know, like those Judge Judy shows?
Yeah.
Like the People's Court things. And like, I think they're real cases. Like, they're real cases, but then for the show, they end up replaying it for the cameras, right? Like, they already went through all the legal stuff, but then like the actors and the people, they redo it for the shoot or whatever. I don't know how that works, but the giveaway thing just sparked it, and I was like, oh my God, I need to know what you think about this, which was this radio show. Like, I think it was again, I think it was Oklahoma. I think it was Oklahoma again. And yeah, we know it. I think it actually was this guy. He's like, no, I think his name's like Crazy Steve or something. Like, he's a radio jockey host of it, and he's known to like troll. Like, he's known to like say crazy things and make people do like pranks. He's a radio prankster, which we already talked about your feelings about radio pranksters, but he apparently had a prank for 4th of July. Not 4th of July, April Fools, not 4th of July, April Fools. It aired on April Fools, I think, and then the bit continued to air afterwards, and that's where the issue came, I guess, where they said that if you get our radio thing tattooed in block letters on your forehead, we will give you $250,000. The first person to do it. That's what they said, right? And so like, you just need to go to like check our website, blah, blah, blah. And the website had the giant thing, and then like very small text, wasn't, I guess, super visible, that said like, like this is an April Fool's joke, like blah blah blah. But at the front it said tattoo it.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Oh, you saw it? Yeah. And then the guy sued. Well, so the guy got it done. Before he got it done, he called the show. Someone at the show said, "Oh yeah, it's legit. Just check the website." And like that guy was kind of meaning like it's a joke, but just check the website, you know, like, but he said it was real. The guy who did it, I forget what he got tattooed on his head, but it was like something dumb, like dumb, like he got dumb. Like that was the abbreviation of the radio show. It was something embarrassing like that. So he got it done and he walked in the studio and then they laughed at him. And apparently he successfully sued them for $500,000 of damages, humiliation. I think he like lost his job because they're like false marketing, but like it was a prank marketing thing. And like, I don't know. I just thought that was kind of crazy. I was like, wow. Like on one hand, I'm like, that guy gets the money. It was there. I don't know. I was just kind of, but you know about the story. What do you think about that one?
I didn't know the whole context of it. I didn't like look too deep. I just saw the fact that he won all that money.
Yeah.
But as far as like that being an April Fool's joke, that went, that's a rough one, right? Because if it happens on April Fool's and it says it's a joke on the website, then yeah, sure, you know, like jokes on this guy. But he saw this after April Fool's, and I think the nail in the coffin is when he called in and they told him it's real. I think that's when they sealed their fate to get sued.
Yeah,
if they called in, from that guy. They should have just said, yeah, it's fake, dude. Come on. Yeah, and also, why would the website still have that up like past April Fool's? I have no idea.
Yeah.
So it's a couple of things.
I was sitting there, I'm like,
but also,
damn, I feel bad.
There's not a single bone in my body that feels bad for the guy though.
The guy who got the tattoo.
Yeah, I think it's just dumb to believe that's actually a thing.
But I think part like what his lawyer, I guess, because again, the people's court thing, they don't have the lawyer speak, they have the people speak out the case, and then the judge kind of like makes it interesting for the show. I guess I don't know how it works again, but I think prior to it they have their lawyers speak, and I think one of the arguments the lawyer had was like doing this thing was preying on people's desperation, I guess, like because it's like when it comes to the money thing, that's why like lotteries and giveaways, they have to be very transparent about the terms. They have to speak it out in their things to a certain extent, like you know, at the end of like a commercial, like only allowed in the United States, not in the Virgin Islands. Like they have like some kind of like crazy thing at the end that speaks really quickly. At least they say it though, right? But the guy, he said he was super desperate because his like parents' house was being foreclosed, and it was the exact amount of money he needed to like save the situation. So like he was just like, when it came to my parents, there was no questions asked. So there's an opportunity for the exact amount of money. I'll tattoo anything on my forehead for that. And then I called in to say that it was real, and then they said it was real. And so like I'm just as like, you know, I was just trying to be a good son. That's what he was saying. And then that brought the judge to tears. And the crowd was like, you know, like that kind of thing. And I'm like, I was watching this. I was like, is this real? Like,
maybe the guy's not the smartest out there. You know, maybe he's like working at a low wattage, and maybe that's why we're sympathetic towards him.
He had a really good job, I think, and he lost it. So I think that's why he was awarded $500,000 more, because like it was like the loss in the current job that he had, and then the humiliation on top of it. So like I was like, yo, 500,000 is wild, but like
tattooing on your forehead, I don't know, man. I feel like that's such a meme. That's such a meme of a story. It's real, but it shouldn't be a real story.
I should look into this, because the whole time I was watching it, I was like, everyone's saying this is real. Like there's like
yeah, no,
but I don't believe
a lot of people already know about it. So I was like, I guess it's real, but like, you know, that just shows how big the world is, right?
Yeah, I guess
Like,
there's always those crack
just
stories.
weird
like,
stories like that just pop up, and it's like, yeah, it's the company's fault. I will say the radio show, they let him on too far, but also this guy to believe all of this, it's like, I don't know. I think both sides are somewhat at fault, but the scummier side is, of course, the radio show for leading him on all the way.
Yeah. And the guy was
the guy's gullible though, man. The guy's so fucking gullible.
The jockey I feel like he could have won the case if he just painted himself not a dickhead, because like he was just in the video that I saw, he was just memeing on the guy in the thing. I'm like, bro,
I love that.
This is not the time.
But it's like TV. It's like TV court though. You got to meme on the guy a little bit.
Yeah. That's why I was like, there's no way this is like.
What I would do is if I was him, every time I looked at that guy, like I would just like hold in a laughter, like look at him, look at the forehead, and just like giggle a little bit.
That's why I wanted to bring it up, because I figured you would be like, damn, that sucks, but
yeah,
you know,
it sucks,
and you don't
but,
even like pranks. Yeah, you don't even like pranks, but that one's kind of like that's a big, that, you know, like,
and you
I don't
can't
think
even
either
get
of
that
us,
like laser removed. I mean, you can, but brother, people are gonna see it. They're gonna know something was there. That's
because
rough.
I mean, desperation's
Wear
one
hats.
thing, right? Like, you know, when it comes to
The hat companies
financial
are gonna
stuff,
go crazy.
all those, he can't put a hat on that. He cannot
boy, nah, Lid's got like those crazy caps, man. You can get
he
like
could become a rapper though.
No, get like a crazy bucket hat. You know what I mean?
See, he needs to. I forget what the word is, but he needs to just like put on like a cowboy hat, like you're saying, or something like that, right? It's like covered up, but then that's his stage name. You know what I mean? Whatever that is, and then he turns it, right? Like he goes the Eminem route of like Eminem, you know, 8 Mile. He shits on himself, and then but he's like Clarence, you know, had really great parents, like that kind of thing. But like, and he's like dumb and poor or whatever, and he shot his own friend, whatever, that kind of thing. That's what this guy needs to do. He needs to own it now, because, you know, like whatever. But now he has 500,000. He should just make a rap music video. Easy.
It's
Everybody,
also one of those things where it's semi on the tattoo artist too for doing it to him. Because the tattoo artist can tell you no. Yeah.
Oh, this is interesting. Because okay, but like at the end of the day, he's gonna find somebody.
He's gonna, yeah. Right. I mean, he's gonna find somebody, right? Like my cousin out of his garage can do it for him.
Yeah,
and we wouldn't ask questions. But it's more like I feel like that should have been another stopgap where they should have been like, hey, I think they're busting your balls, brother. Like, $250K for this? Are you fucking stupid? Like,
what if he cut a deal? What if the guy said no, and then the guy's like, no, it's 250's on the line, and then he was just like, this is against my morals, and he's like, I'll give you 50,000, and then the tattoo's like, all right, bet. And then the thing is, for me, they didn't say it needed to be huge. The guy had it from like hairline to eyebrow. You know, if it were me and I was, you know, desperation puts people in a crazy spot. I don't know what's true or not, but like, I'd read the line. I'm like, yo, they just want it right there, and then boom, hat for the rest of my life. Cool. I would get a hair transplant. Be
cool to have it like right here, you know, like I actually wouldn't mind that, just like a radio station like FM 127, like right here. I think that'd be kind of sick. It's like a label.
So
yeah, that wouldn't be bad, but like having it big and blocky all over your forehead like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, no, dude.
Wait, why like a teenage?
Because like they wear the headbands, like just like, covers the forehead.
I was saying that, like, what Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are you watching? Because I don't remember because I was like, did they have their letters on their forehead, like some kind of crack?
Yeah, just Raphael just underneath the bandana.
I was like, no,
Michelangelo.
Wait. Yeah,
Leonardo.
But this is why I want to bring it up with you,
and then
because
the best one,
like,
Donatello.
You know, tattoos, getting it decided. I think like, if desperation aside, but like, you know, a certain amount of that, if you are hard on money and if there's a legitimate deal, right, would you do it if it was legitimate, like, and it was like more like you had lawyers, whatever, multiple people, you wouldn't do it, right?
No, I wouldn't fuck up my appearance. Like, I'm not being real with you, I'm not like the best looking guy out there. I give myself like a 6, 7 maybe. But here's the thing: if I get that tattoo on my forehead, that shit knocks it down 5 levels. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Would
already playing at it. I'm already playing an away game right now. I'm not trying to like I'm not trying to be shipped off to North Korea and play for their basketball team. You know what I mean?
I think they would just. I mean, North Korea is kind of a little crazy as an example. Oh my God, oh my! I just registered the full scope of what you just said, but I think that they wouldn't let you be there because you're just an abomination to their society. Right?
Exactly,
it's illegal.
But then again, Kim Jong Un, he loves basketball though.
True. So you just gotta be able to dribble, I guess.
Yeah. But, he only likes like one player in one team.
Yeah, that one guy.
Yeah,
right,
I forgot his
goes there.
Dennis Robinson. No.
Yeah.
Oh, him. Yeah.
Yeah, he plays a weird role because he's like a like he comes off sometimes like a North Korean sympathizer, and I'm like,
well, it's hard not to be if like such a huge leader is such a fan of yours, you know? Like, what do you say? Oh no, I'm not gonna visit that country anymore, right? Like, what if that causes a war? Man, I feel like Dennis Robinson probably got briefed by the president. He's like, hey, yo, Dennis, you need to take one for the team. You need to go there. Create some friendly relationships, you know?
Like, no, yeah, like I didn't think about it like
he's
that.
In a rock and a hard place
where it's like, yo, he can't not be like as if he is beloved by their dictator.
It's like Vladimir Putin. Like, imagine if Vladimir Putin says, "Man, I'm such a big fan of Gordon Ramsay," and then Gordon Ramsay says, "Fuck Vladimir Putin." You know, like you just caused like a little war right there, man. You like broke his heart and everything. Like, no, don't. It's better not to stoke that fire. I want to that the Russian thing is important, but real quick, backing up the tattoo thing. Do you think I want to ask my wife this? What's up? If we got the giant tattoo, what our wives would still be with us, right? Yeah, but they wouldn't be happy. Yeah, because they look at it like it would remind them how much of an idiot we are. But like 200, like 500,000, we got it for that, and only we could have done it. You know what I mean? It's not worth the money, bro. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because like, yeah, I wouldn't. It's such a crazy thing because I think a lot of people would for so many other things. It depends on it depends on where you're at financially, right? Like if you're living okay, like you're getting by, you don't need it. Yeah. If you're struggling for money, right? Like you're on the verge of homelessness, you know, you got no money to pay your bills. Yeah, sure, get the tattoo and then fine. You know, I think that's very fair. But if you can survive month to month, you don't need that tattoo. Don't do it. You're just a goober. But that's where I'm I almost feel like even in this desperate situation, so many people would agree to wilder like activities for a similar amount of money over the tattoo, right? Like I don't even know what example to give to make this make sense. Tattoos are permanent, man. It's scary. Yeah, and I'm like, you know, but this guy just jumped at it, and I'm like, yeah, that's wild. Because, but he was struggling though. Like he's that guy that falls in that category. He you know, he was trying to pay. And his parents didn't stop him. I don't know if he told his parents, but like imagine his parents be like, yes, go get this tattoo, son. I would be the dad. If I was his dad, I'd be so disappointed. Yeah, I would be like, son, you didn't need to do that. You know, like you didn't need to do that, and you're an idiot. Now you look stupid. Yeah. Like they could have sold. I think the house is kind of nice. They could have sold it and then downsized because, like, you know, in a housing market like now, that's kind of a good thing to do. Yeah, that's like the goal. Yeah, because when you get older too, you don't really need as much. Yeah. I mean, having a bigger house being old is a huge detriment, especially stairs. Stairs are brutal to old people. But shout outs to Lizzo though. What? She's I just saw the article. She's countersuing her dancers. Oh, yeah. So we were right. What's up? Yeah. No, I mean, because that's what we were saying. Like, this is just she has the prep time to just blast them. Like, yeah, she's countersuing them right now, and you know, it's leaning in favor towards Lizzo. Makes sense. Which makes sense. Until there's proof that comes out, I'm on Team Lizzo. Yeah. Yeah, hey. If there's video of her like abusing her power, yeah, you know, backing up those dancers, right? I'm gonna be dressed up as a banana, be dancing with them. Yeah, I mean, but we even talked about like most of the crazy stuff that was mentioned outside of the possible employee like employment malpractice. I don't even know what that's terms like officially called, but outside of that,
even the craziest scenarios that we heard about from there, it was kind of like, like it sounds crazy, not so crazy. And then we just saw like the actual article for it, and the craziest one's like, oh, this is just a bar. Like this is just like this is like an everyday thing here. Like this is their culture. And she's just she went to the Netherlands and just participated in something there, and then that got spun out of. Oh my god, she's like, I don't even know what people were saying. She's like, this is creepy. I'm like, wait, what about all of the people in Amsterdam that just go to this bar like every week? Like, what about those guys? It's just, whole slew of conversations. But
it's like eating sushi off of a model's body.
Yeah, you could not partake in that,
but instead it was just bananas, right?
Yeah, and people do that. Though I did see a weird one. This was a weird one. Okay, I don't even know. So, you know what? It's actually relevant to what we were talking about. The TikTok, I think, clip was, would you take being paid, I think it was $10,000 a day to be a waiter or waitress at this restaurant, and the restaurant was like, essentially, you get served your food, but the waiter bites onto a plate and the food is all around your face, and in order for the people to eat the food, they essentially come really close to your face and bite the food off of like a shish kebab type of thing. That's like if I like clenched on, and then like there's like a shish kebab, there's desserts up here. So in order for them to eat, the experience is like they're like next to your ear and shit and like that kind of stuff. And so the hypothetical was like, would you do this job if you got paid $10,000 a day? And some people are like, ain't no way. Why is this even a thing? And then like some people are like, yo, what? Like $10,000 a day is a lot of money. That's a crazy amount. And I was kind of just like, yeah, I don't think I'd be able to. Maybe like for like a week. I do. Like I don't even know. Like that's the other thing. Like a week is like solid, right? If 10,000 a day, that's 50,000, 70,000 for a week.
And I'm sure it gets easier over time. It's like, I'm used to it.
Wait, so the guy got tattooed 500,000, right? Let's say, but he did it for 250. 250 days of being a waiter there gets you that amount. Yeah. That's kind of you'd get a good jaw too, because like the clenching like you'd come out looking Giga Chad like, right?
Yeah, you either come out with fucked up teeth or a Giga jaw. You never know.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe you meet somebody that way too, because some people are going to be creepy.
Yeah, which you might get some weirdos or some guys you don't want to get too close to. But then sometimes it might be like a hot babe. It's like, oh, this is kind of nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you never know.
Maybe, yeah. And that's the thing, like gigolos, right? Doors? Like that's a thing in all their cultures. It's very common. And then it's not as bad as some people imagine it to be. But there are bad scenarios and versions of that. And it can get dangerously close to, other island activities and plane log activities. But that's, I mean, the commenters will know. You know what I'm talking about.
No. What are you talking about?
Well, we don't have to talk about that, but the Vladimir Putin Gordon Ramsay situation, you saw what happened this week, right?
Oh, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah, but segueing to the
so going to Peru now.
Oh yeah, Peru.
Yeah,
let's do that,
bro. There's fucking 7-foot tall aliens out there. Have you heard about that?
Yeah. I saw like headlines.
It's crazy.
But there's no pictures, right?
There's videos, man.
Wait, but videos of
there's videos of pure darkness and people yelling. So there's it's like a little a little tribe in Peru. There's like maybe like 50, 100 people there, and like they said
the
for the
tribe
past,
is little, or the components of the tribe are little.
I don't fucking know.
Okay, because like the 7-foot tall, like if they saw something and then they're all like shorter people, like a 6-foot tall person could look set. You know what I mean? Like it's all perspective.
So there's this small tribe in Peru, small village, whatever, And they say that every night for the past month, 7-foot-tall aliens have been terrorizing them, going around, floating with full body armor, crazy like alien guns, and they've been kidnapping people, attacking people, and this all came to a head when one day these aliens went too far. They caught a girl in the middle of the night, and they split her in two. Absolutely awful. So what happened is that
actually somebody died?
Yes, somebody actually ended up dying because of these aliens. God. So what happened is that now the Peruvian army are notified about this. It's now on their radar. At first, it was just ramblings from a weird community of people. But boom, somebody died. Okay, we got to act now. We got to see what's going up. They walked over here. They spent multiple days with these people. And they've also heard some strange things in the woods. Turns out, though, that they're not 7-foot-tall aliens, cladded in armor, floating in the sky. They're not gray or green. They're actually just illegal gold miners. And the high-tech machinery is just their gold mining rigs. And their suits are just...
Like a crane?
What's up?
What do gold miners need for mining?
I have no idea.
A crane?
I don't exactly mine gold on a day-to-day basis. I'm assuming something like just a rig. Yeah, just going around imagine, smashing things.
Imagine they had like the Boston Dynamics like robot you've seen like those mecha suits.
Yeah, I mean they could. Like I don't know how much money that these guys make. Maybe they like mine up millions and millions of dollars. So that's why they can afford these crazy suits and stuff. And as far as floating, I think they're just tall at night or something. They're probably just tall.
Yeah. Hey. The thing is, the floating thing could also be explained because there's a new racing. I forget, what is it called? A circuit. It's called the jetpack circuit. You've seen the hand. It's like the Iron Man stuff, right? Where they have like the jets on their hands and backs and they're able to like float like Iron Man. Now they've created a racing thing. Like you can be a professional jetpack racer. And that shit looks like otherworldly. Even I know that shit exists. If a dude flew down from the sky wearing one of those things, it's alien to me. I know everything about it. You know what I mean? Like I've looked into how it works, all the mechanisms. Some dude shows up at my house like that. That is someone from another planet. I don't care. Like, so, if we're talking about a small village,
like
whatever,
shows up with a jetpack.
Yeah, like a jetpack, and they're flying, and then their hands are giant because like the jetpack thing, and they'd be glowing, and they'd be floating.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, like this is a real thing. If you look up jetpack, I think it's the jetpack circuit or whatever, but it just got announced, I think like yesterday or something. So, it's really cool. I saw a few trials for it. People are calling it basically the motorcycle of the sky. But
what is it called?
Wait,
jetpack circuit.
Yeah, let me see. I'm trying to figure out what they would call it. Jetpack Racing Professional League. Let's try that. Professional League.
Jetpack Racing.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, jetpack racing is now a reality. Jetpackaviation.com. They sell
I
it.
see what you're talking about now. Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think they're aliens, but
hey, but to a small village, whatever small means, hey, tall people that fly, they have to wear like headgear, and then hey, maybe the mining equipment is a jackhammer. So like they're like on like floating equipment and they have a jackhammer. That makes them taller, otherworldly, crazy, right? Like that's how I see it. Hey, I don't
it's
blame
like
these people.
there's some tribes out there, man, that have no technology or haven't touched society in years and years.
Yeah,
and it's always so strange to me. Like I wonder what the world is like through their eyes. Not like how they appreciate nature. I don't care about that. But like I want to put like an iPhone in front of them and see what happens. You know?
They break it.
Yeah, they'll probably break it. But like I want to know what goes through their head. Like what do they think they're looking at? Like, yeah, they're probably gonna break it 9 out of 10, but like, I think it'd be interesting to like lobotomize them and just study that brain.
So I was gonna, you said it, I don't have to say it. See, I was gonna say, I think like there's certain times, you know, you exhibit behavior like almost primal, like cavemen, and you know, you grew from it when you were a kid, though, like, you know, the whole insect thing, the whole that
What can
whole,
I say?
like,
I love wacky experiments.
and see that
I'm a
is
researcher at heart.
is the reason why it didn't, many people might be taken aback at that, like, oh my god, who is this guy? The way I see it is like, you know, at some point,
Yes,
this
a
was
scholar.
relatable. Yeah, this was relatable because at some point we needed to do this. It's just maybe it's not modernly relatable, but he was also a kid. But you know, as far as these tribes, I think that's what they end up doing, and I could never fathom being this person to witnesses very clearly people that are not like in our like modern society and approaching them. I'll never understand it, but we've have many documented situations of that where people just like, yeah, let's go see what they're cooking up.
There
over
was
there.
a guy
They
that died a
walk
couple
up.
years ago because of that.
Yeah, and what ends up happening is that the tribe people think of those people as like basically a different species, I guess, and then they end up dissecting them. And they don't even eat them, I don't think, because they're like, I think if they do eat them, they all die because of the diseases that we carry that they don't have, because they're reclused. And so like I think there is actually a story of like someone interacting with a tribe, and then like a third of the tribe died, or 2/3 of the tribe died because of diseases.
That's just old history. That
it happened
You're
recently.
just going back to like Native America, yeah.
No, yeah, but I'm saying it happened like recently.
Yeah, it's not like surprising.
Like
their
it's crazy
bodies
because
aren't used to the same things we are.
Yeah, but again, I can never.
That's like if an
fathom
alien
being
were to
that
come
person.
to Earth, even if they were friendly, we'd probably just die from whatever space stuff they're carrying with them.
Or would they die?
Yeah, or that could happen too. Like it could,
You know,
it could be anything.
You know, obviously this post was like meme. Like, no, it wasn't a meme. It wasn't just like it was a conspiracy thing, right? Actually, I don't remember if this was a conspiracy thing, but someone was saying like, if aliens are so advanced, why are like 99% of our fan fiction of aliens them crash landing? I don't know about you, but like if they were super advanced, they wouldn't be crash landing. And I was like, you know, that's kind of true. Like if they're crash landing, that means we probably win. Like they came on a mistake. And then the joke was like the person was saying, I remember now, this guy is like he's like a younger guy, a really funny comedian. He's like, honestly, I think that the aliens we get are like the frat boy, like university college age students, like, yo, you know, it'd be sick if we went to Earth and then they accidentally like joyride and crash land.
Yeah,
and,
they
like,
were just a little bit drunk that day. They just landed over here.
Yeah. And then like, you know, like we have versions of that where like stupid Americans go abroad. Korea. It happened in North Korea. The guy stole the flag and it's like, we have to bail this guy out. You know what I mean? Like,
isn't he dead?
Yeah, I think he died.
Yeah.
But like we tried, right?
They sent him back. That's another sad story, but also he did it to himself. Nobody twisted his arm to go to North Korea. It's a story of a guy who went to North Korea because he thought it'd be a fun little vacation. He tried to sneak a flag out, and he also recorded a lot of footage of North Korea, which you're not supposed to do, behind the tour guide's back. And when they caught him, they imprisoned him for 5 years. And we've been trying to haggle with North Korea to get him back, and obviously North Korea isn't really benevolent. They're not going to say, hey, yeah, of course, here you go. Woo! And you can have your dude back. So instead, they put him in a little camp. They said that they didn't torture him, but when they sent him back, he was declared brain dead.
Yeah.
And I was like, no torture. No, I don't know.
They had a lot
of.
I think he had infections too, right? Like he had like a lot.
Yeah,
of,
he was malnourished. He was brain. Like he had the whole 9 yards done to him. It was so sad. But also, I feel bad for him. Definitely North Korea's fault, but also totally avoidable. 1,000,000% avoidable. That
analogy is maybe what the aliens are actually like, right? Like some random alien dude. It's like, clearly don't go there, right? The Earth is not a great place. Then the aliens, like the one dunderhead comes over, decide on a vacation for fun, and then realizes the thing, and then they end up in like Area 51, right? And then they're in the camp, and then so any further intervention from the aliens is like their United States, like they're trying to like recover their citizen and like stop anything. It's like, hey, listen, like we just want our goofball. Like, can you do that?
I don't think they do that.
And you think that they would just destroy, like, come after us like that?
No, I think they would just let that kid die.
You know, see, and then that's what I'm saying, right? Like that, agreed. Where it's like the person who's coming over is probably the goofball, and so if there were further, like if there was an open thing, like you know how like the whistleblower,
it's just like
dude?
Risk assessment, really. It's like the risk of coming to a different country, or like an Earth, for example. And if you're an alien, like it's too many risks, too many unknowns. Like it's unfortunate, but what can you do?
Well, like in our case, like we didn't want to stir the pot with like North Korea, right? But like if it was another country, I would imagine we like like not North Korea, but like similar economic standpoint, but less like crazy. We might be more heavy-handed towards like, hey, give us our citizen back. We apologize on his behalf. You know what I mean?
And
but because it was North Korea,
would, yeah,
that's what I'm saying. But because it was North Korea, we couldn't necessarily do all that because they're like doing nuclear testing, or say they are, and like shooting random shit into like Japan's oceans. And it's like, hey, this could be you guys. And then we're like, yikes, they're kind of like, you know, wild. I get you. Maybe the aliens look at us like we are North Korea. Fuck. Do you, maybe that makes sense. Huh.
I mean, a lot of possibilities. That's definitely one of them.
Yeah, like they, like, you know, like more meaning like they're not so advanced, but like we are the same species as the North Koreans, right? But our societies are wildly different in terms of how we treat each other and people, to the point where it regresses the society in one spot and progresses the society outside of it, which is like a documented truth, right? So like in the alien situation, it's like we're the regress, like we still deal with all these things that they're like, yikes, they're woo, you know, the same way we look at North Korea. Huh, I never thought about it like that. That comedy bit was really good though. I don't think he said this part about like the North Korea thing. That was just an added lore, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's very fair. Like, I mean, it's not like anything profound necessarily, but like, yeah, anything's possible. Like, yeah, they can see us however they want.
Alien soon?
Soon? Probably not. I don't think we'll see it.
Damn.
But like, next couple of generations, I feel like we will, but or at least get like a hint. But the universe is so vast, hundreds, billions of years can pass. Who knows?
So, you know, got closed out, but the people were requesting us to talk more aliens. They like sent.
They want more alien stuff.
Yeah. No. So like maybe we do a thing here and there. But I wanted to clarify something because like earlier we're talking about like the congressional hearings, and like I was kind of saying like, oh, I don't like necessarily believe. My point was like, I don't believe or disbelieve like what this guy's saying. I just don't think it's that all that important of what he's saying per se, because like we generally knew a lot of the stuff, right? So like a few people were thinking like, oh, like Par's an alien denier, and like I'm like, nah, aliens are there. It's probably just like, but it's not like the most, it like knowing the aliens are there doesn't. What are we going to do differently? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're going to fumble it anyway. I feel like knowing it makes it worse for us. We'll, like, overthink it and ruin our chances. We need to just, like, stay the course and focus on other things, right? We got Hawaii. Oh! Wait. Okay. Damn. Did you see the blue thing in Hawaii?
The blue houses? The blue rooftops?
Yeah, all the things in Hawaii with the blue stuff. I want to talk about that, but I don't know if we have enough time. But I just want to know, like, how did that make you feel when you saw all the wreckage in Hawaii, and then there was like these these aren't like, I don't know about you. When I go around my town, I don't see like that blue like ever. And I was like, this kind of does stand out. Like, I don't want to believe this conspiracy, but like these are things like there's like all the cars are destroyed and then a blue one. I'm like, this is either Photoshop, CGI, or like That's kind of crazy. What do you think about that?
I think that's just a conspiracy.
Yeah, so like
I don't really pay it any mind. I saw that and I was like, oh, if it's true, cool. If it's not, I was like,
if it's true, because if it's true, it kind. I'm like, wait, that's like saying a lot. You know what I mean? If it's true, it's not like a little bit, because then it's like,
where'd you see this?
The whole the blue thing?
Yeah.
It was like right after we recorded the last call. Actually, like a lot of people were coming out,
but like
saying like,
what form of social media?
I think in all. I think even Philip DeFranco covered it a little bit. Like he didn't. I don't know if he like talked about it like this thing, but it was just like he had the images there, and then like I think he might have said like one line about it. I'm not sure. I know I saw it on a Twitch stream. But this week I wasn't really on Twitch, so as much.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that blue thing is fake.
Is it fake? Because that's what I was like. Whoa.
I mean, just like going off like.
Here, let's see it right now. Hawaii blue, not burn. Let's see it. So yeah, I saw it. I think across the social media, I think people. I'm trying to think if someone sent it to me and then I saw it, because I know it was after our recording that day. But usually after our recording, I'm not on social because I'm like super tired. Listen, I'm not on the, because they're saying like the laser stuff, all that jazz. I don't even want to go that far. I was just kind of looking. I was like, yo. I was just kind of looking at like, yo, this is a crazy blue. It was a kind of color blue that I like. Like it like made the serotonin receptors were there, you know? And I was like, I've never seen this blue in public. That's where I was at. I was like, I don't recall a building, a rooftop, even signs, umbrellas that were that shade of blue. So then I was like, that, and then the conspiracy things aside, I was just stuck at like, yo, who chose this color? They need a raise, because that was like a good color.
It's an ugly color. That blue? No, I'm not painting my rooftop blue. But yeah, I'm looking it up. It looks like it's all fake.
It's all fake? Okay. Yeah, because I
that's why I saw that. I was like, there's no way this is real.
For me, see, when you look at it, right, it's like, damn, this one could be Photoshop. Like the cars one, that's the one I thought was Photoshop. The building one is easier. The umbrellas, I was like, is it just because it's tropical? Like, have I not been to enough tropical places where like blue umbrellas are a thing? I just feel like blue is such a weird color. I don't see many places have that. So then that, if I were to like look into it, that's where I would have started. I was like, no way. I've never seen any commercial place have blue like this, unless it was their brand. Like, it's not like Facebook. Like I mean, Facebook does own a lot of the thing, but like, you know, I was like, damn, I just live in a like colorful place. I want to see more blue like this. Hey, you don't like the blue? That's fine. I like the blue. I might be buying more blue like this. That's kind of my takeaway.
You're gonna be buying blue to avoid fires.
No, I'm buying blue because I like the color blue. It stood out. Like it was on my retina. I was like, this is hitting a part of my brain. This is it's a good thing. Not spoilers. That's a crazy thing. I did a science project on color theory when I was younger, and green is a good color to de-stress. It markedly drops your cortisol levels, and I approved it I gave decent amount of evidence in my science project, and as a kid I naturally gravitated towards coloring my room green. So
ooh,
fun stuff.
My room was black.
Yeah, and you know, that could say a lot about, you know, the situation here.
Yeah, like black ended up with cancer on the wall.
So
oh my, you ended up with cancer because you painted your room green.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, with that,
a lot of carcinogens in that paint.
Oh my god. Yeah, carcinogens is a funny thing. I have a few scripts about that, but you know, we'll talk about that another time. Because I gotta go prep for this live stream. So thank you guys for tuning into the 50/50 podcast. Let us know. If you guys are listening to this point and like you're actively listening, that probably means you guys like listening to us. If you guys want, I saw some people commenting on the shorts like, oh, like we did not the sock one. We did like one clip of Psy. That was like the first one. And you guys like, this isn't Psy. This is some watered down version, like good Psy. Like I want these aren't representative of Psy. But that being said, if you guys like want clips or want to see clips out, go on shorts or whatever, just timestamp your favorite parts of the episode. That helps us and like, you know, see what you guys like, and then we'll just use those timestamps, make the clips, and then we'll start reaching a larger audience, and that'll be really helpful.
And the only reason it's watered down size because we don't tackle the goofy stuff sometimes. We need to be talking about those 7-foot aliens, let me tell you.
Wait, hold on. What was the first short? What was the one? Because I remember it, and I'm like, that one, it was just like we cut out the goofy. But, hold on. What the first one was... the natural selection, the dolphins one. Yeah, that was the tamest take. But then people commented some crazy things on that. I'm like, yo, this person needs to be put on a watch.
Nah,
they said like yeah, but they were saying like if it's a hole, it's like, you know.
Yeah, I think it's funny, dude.
But the context of what you were saying was crazy.
Well, yeah, but like people are gonna meme, you know. It's just like let it.
Yeah.
I mean, let them live, man.
Hey, that's the whole point of getting these shorts. People don't want to see all the unbridled things. We're gonna be painting me as a complete
Sometimes I see
dumbass.
some anthills and I get a little bit frisky, you know. Have you ever stuck your dick in dirt?
So thank you guys for listening to the 50/50. He
hasn't. This is a guy that hasn't stuck his dick in dirt.
No. Yep. I can confidently say no. My whole life flashed before my eyes just now.
That's I feel bad for you, man. You got to live it up sometimes. But with that being said, hey, thank you guys for stopping by to the 50/50 podcast. We'll catch you guys next week. Peace out, guys.